Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show with Mike and T. Hello, T.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing, big fella?
I'm all right.
Doing all right?
Yeah, not bad for Monday.
Me too. I'm in a much better mood.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend.
Just sold the drum kit.
Did you?
Yeah, they're going to send movers.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, just got done emailing with the guy.
Oh, fabulous.
So we just got to hammer out the final price, and then he's going to send movers to pick it up. And
How was the English? Any misspelled words?
No, he's great.
Okay.
It's clearly a local, so I'm excited about that. Yeah, it's very, very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
So,
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. Much better mood than I was yesterday.
You were in a bad mood yesterday?
Horrible.
Really?
Yeah, it was a rough day. Rough couple days, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, that was a great weekend, I thought.
Which is scary. Honestly, man, and I'm being totally real here. This is not a bit or anything, but there's a lot of meds I take. I've spoken pretty honestly about it.
Yeah.
Over the years, I take quite a bit for type 2 diabetes and for my heart and stuff like that, and also mental health. I know it's tough for people to talk about. It makes me kind of fucking twinge even talking about it. But I take a drug called venlafaxine, I think is the way it's pronounced. I don't know. But my meds are all expire at different times for whatever reason. It's like, and for some reason, most of the meds I'm on, I'll be on for life. Right? They're not something where it's like, oh yeah, you turn the corner on this and then you get off. No. Yeah. These are ones you will take every day. It's like, okay, great. Then write me a 50-year prescription. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
And so,
it's not like they're narcotics or anything that are
No.
You got to have these checkups and everything.
No, not at all. They're very standard. They're well known and regulated meds, but they're not narcotics or anything like that. So you don't get a buzz off them. You can't sound. They have no.
If nothing else,
value.
a 3-month supply or something.
Yeah, right. But they're all 30-day supplies, and then I kind of rely, and it's my fault. I just know I'm so disorganized as a human. But so it really does fall on me. At the end of the day, it only affects me. So, there's no one really to blame. But I kind of rely on the pharmacy. They're like, hey, this is due for a refill. And I'm like, yeah, refill, whatever. And then I'll come pick it up. But every once in a while, these get tangled up where they're like, yeah, you don't have a refill and it's not available, whatever. And usually I don't care. If it's this drug, I usually have a couple of them sitting around. I can get by for a day or two, whatever. But venlafaxine, I can't fuck around with that drug.
That's that one.
That's that one that you need. And so I ran into a situation with this weekend where it was like, yeah, it's not approved and you don't have any refills. And they'll usually contact the doctor for me. And in a worst case scenario, I'll have to contact the doctor, which is a gigundous pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Good luck getting your fucking doctor on the phone at all, or getting a return phone call for that matter. They all want you to use the fucking portal, but I'm old school, so it's a struggle. But anyways, I wasn't able to fill it for a couple days, and so I was out and it's remarkable what 2 days of being off that drug will do.
Really?
So going into this weekend. Michigan won on Saturday. We can talk about that for a minute because they look like shit. But Michigan won on Saturday. On Sunday, the Lions won in dramatic fashion. The Niners won. The Seahawks lost. And then last night, Minnesota lost.
Yeah.
That is a 5-way parlay of perfection as far as
exactly.
the football weekend goes.
That's the perfect weekend.
That's literally, and tonight, if Kansas City can knock off the Eagles, this would literally be the greatest fucking, honestly, for a Lions fan, Niners fan.
The perfect situation.
It's the perfect situation. And I was fucking miserable.
Oh, man.
All day. Horrible mood. Just like, okay, how do I, and I know better because I know what's going on. I know what the reaction is. So I'm at least a step ahead of the game like that. Like, okay, I know you'd like to drive off a cliff right now, but you know what this is. So you're playing this like battle mentally with yourself. Like, just get through tomorrow. Tomorrow morning you'll just go, because I already knew the script was ready. They just weren't open.
Oh, yeah.
And so it was one of those where it's like, just get through tonight, and then tomorrow morning, first thing, you just get up and you go, which is what I did. And it's remarkable because this happened to me in Arizona, and I literally was in tears. I'm with G, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And he's like, fuck it. It's like 8 o'clock at night. And he called this pharmacy. He was like, look, I don't know what's going on, but you got to fill this. You got to give me a day or two pills, just 2, to get
something.
And they did. And within 15 minutes, it was like, shoo,
brought it right back.
Incredible. incredible. And the same thing happened today. I took it and I was just like, oh,
I'm back.
I'm back. And now I've sold the drum set. It's like, dude, this is shaping up, man. I'm telling you.
Not a bad Monday.
But I feel for people because I know, I'm very privileged in that I have advantages where if I get into a real pinch, I have people looking out for me and helping me out. Sure. And there's a lot of people out there that don't have that. And I know some of these drugs can be extremely expensive, especially without insurance. And I don't know what what some people do.
NARPs.
Yeah, normal ass regular people. I don't know what NARPs do out there, and I'm a NARP too, but I'm a NARP with some connections here and there, and good family and friends that look out for me, and that's not lost on me. But that it really, really hits home in those moments. Like this would be a real serious issue for probably a lot of people listening to us right now that struggle with that and maybe don't have. Whatever. It's really hard, man.
Yeah, especially,
I think about those people when I go through
you don't have
stuff.
insurance or you have shit insurance or just...
Or you have a rough month at work and you don't have the money.
And money's tight regardless, even with insurance. The stuff's not cheap at all. I mean, it's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
and
especially when you're talking about mental health. I mean, it's an epidemic in this country. It really is. It has to be addressed. I mean,
it's crazy.
The school shootings and shit, that stuff that's going on. Like, can we address the elephant in the room, please?
Yeah. Nobody wants to.
Nobody wants to have that real
cares.
conversation. Yeah.
No, it's one of those things that just doesn't generate like a visceral reaction from an audience. It's the reality of it. If it bleeds, it leads. That kind of attitude. And then when you pile onto that, megalomaniacs running those newsrooms and those media conglomerates, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They just don't. And unfortunately, your leaders don't give a shit either. And I'm talking about all sides. I'm not like, oh yeah, the left.
No, of course not.
It's across the board. And some of them may personally care for their story or whatever, but
they'll fuck you somewhere else.
Of course.
It's a give and take.
So we are all kind of on our own island out here, and it happens to me a couple times a year. Yeah. I run into this, and it's eye opening as shit every time, and I can get kind of complacent and like, oh yeah, it hasn't happened in a while. Maybe it'll be no. It's every fucking time, and it's dangerous. It's scary, and so. I don't know where I was going with that, but
well, welcome back.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah,
thank you. It's
nice
good to be back. I feel much better today than I did even 12 hours ago.
Oh, so glad you didn't drive off a cliff yesterday.
Yeah, thanks. Me too. I was just hide the keys and just stay with the dog and just pet the dog. I love you, dog. I love you, dog.
Well, thank God all the teams won.
Yeah,
dude, God knows where we'd be had the games not turned out the way they did.
Like it was the perfect. Like God was looking down, going, "I'm going to give you this one."
Hear that, Raven?
How we feeling?
There must be a God.
I'm gonna give you this one. How we doing? We feeling better? We feeling better? No, still not. All right, I'm gonna give you this one.
Yeah, here you go.
So my guess is tonight, God's gonna go. You feel better. Kansas City can eat a dick. The Eagles are gonna curb stomp them tonight.
9 brotherly shove touchdowns just to rub it in your face.
Yeah. You know what? Your
it's the Kelsey Bowl rematch.
Oh God. Your argument about the brotherly shove, whatever stupid shit they're calling it, because I hate that play, and you're like, well, then stop it. And I understand that more and more because I'm watching it every week on the college and pro level, and nobody can pull it off.
Yeah.
They're putting fucking tight ends under center.
Exactly.
They're doing everything to try to make that play work the way it does for Philly. It's an anomaly. I don't know what it is, but
yeah. I watched one. I think it was last week, a couple weeks ago. It was a college game, some shit game I just happened to be watching, and they did that. They tried it, lined up in basically the same formation. Yeah, and had like an offensive lineman in the backfield. So it's like 350-pound guy.
Yeah,
that ran full speed. I mean, I thought the quarterback was going to die.
Yeah,
this dude just drilled him in the back. Yeah, and still didn't get it.
Yeah. Like, dude, I watched it on Saturday a couple times, and I watched it on Sunday too. I think the Lions even tried it. Didn't they put Laporta? Was that the Lions game? I always confuse the Niners and Lions because I'm watching them back to back. Right. I do that all the time. I apologize. It might have been the Lions with Laporta tried to. It's like, look, that's gonna work 50% of the time. You should be able to get 6 inches at any time.
Of course.
But the fact is the Eagles are doing it 95% of the time, without and it's probably been 100% of the time.
I would like to know that exactly. I was going to say
it was over 90%.
Yeah, depending on. I mean, and it doesn't even. It's not even the 6 inches. Like it ends up getting 2 and 3 yards,
3 and
almost
4 yards
every time.
sometimes.
It's crazy what that is. It doesn't make sense, really, because you would think any team could be able to do that. And they say, well, Jalen Hurts squats 600 pounds. Well, okay.
Yeah, so
that's
does
not,
Laporta.
But he's not like driving the line. He's not driving the
it's
defensive
something
line.
about how low those guys are getting. I've heard Kelsey talk about it a little bit about how, like, there's a balance between how low you need to get
and not too low,
that you're not able to get that push.
Yeah, they can just go right over the top of you and stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm just seeing it week after week. You would think there would be guys in coaches' rooms breaking down frame by frame exactly what each guy on that Eagles. There's enough tape out there and enough angles that you should be able to break that down and go, okay, here's exactly why it's working for them. But dude, clearly there's something else because it's not working that way for every other team.
They found some secret formula and they execute it perfectly almost every time. The only issue I have with them trying to ban that play is that what exactly is it? Is it the fact that because it's essentially just a quarterback sneak, so you can't outlaw the quarterback sneak.
No.
And then it's just
they have the push part.
They have players behind them that come behind them and push it. Right. It's just a huge momentum shove to go forward and move the line of scrimmage. But what part of that do you outlaw? Because on almost every play, you see a running back get 3 yards, gets kind of in a pile of players, and the linemen all come up and shove them in.
That used to be illegal. They used to stop the play when people started pushing.
I get it. You didn't get that forward progress. I understand. But so does it all go away? Does that whole thing come illegal again?
Probably not.
That's where I have
probably not.
That's
and
the
I
issue
understand
that I have.
But
I don't know where you put that differentiation because it's either you can't get assisted from your own
when
player.
When did that come back? Was that Leinart and Bush? Was that like the first year that came back where they were able to do that?
Yeah, I remember they changed. I don't remember exactly what it was, but. Yeah, you didn't get that forward progress after that. Once your teammates pushed you, that you were just dead there. You didn't get the extra yard.
Right. But, and I don't have a problem with it. I actually like that when linemen come flying at the end and then push a guy over the first down.
Which is why I don't have a problem with the shove.
But I do when it's a running back on a sweep or a screen pass and a guy gets stopped 8 yards downfield, he's 3 yards short and they push him. Mm-hmm. Like I don't mind that. It's rare. It's not something you set up for. It's more just kind of grassroots part of the game moments that happens in. Whereas the push with Philly is a design. They do it every single time. It's third or fourth and any down really and 1-2 yards and it's. I don't know. To me, it takes away sort of the integrity of the game. This is my personal thoughts.
Well, hold on.
There's something about it that just feels like this just feels cheap.
But
because there's something really exciting about 4th and 1 in traditional football that is eliminated, or any goal line.
Here's the
play.
thing: they've found some sort of niche that they've exploited.
Yeah.
Because every quarterback sneak that's ever happened, the running back has always run up behind and pushed them.
Yeah,
always
a little bit. Yeah,
but he's a running back, so they put, and it's not like they're putting.
But it's usually irrelevant. You're talking about like Tom Brady was really good at the QB sneak, really good.
Sure,
and
I get it, but my point is what. So it's not like it's really anything different. Nothing has really changed. They're just good at it.
Well, they're just getting more and more egregious at it. The way now now it's like 2 monsters behind Hurts and then a monster behind them, and they all rush together. So it's not. There's something different about it, and you and I could go round and round.
No, I understand.
It's
well, that's just. I mean,
that's
I'm just trying to understand what do you propose that how do you change it? What
I don't know.
Fridge Perry being in the background for in the backfield?
Well, if you want to put him back there, the likelihood that he's going to fumble is greater for one. Every time you see a lineman with a ball, every time they get touched, they fumble. So. That I don't have a problem with that. It's gimmicky. It's cute. It works. He's a big fucking man, and he made that work. But that specific play, no matter where you are on the field, and it was just goal line. 4th and inches, 4th and goal from the 3-inch line, 6-inch line, and they would do that. And it was like, hey, look at that. They're doing it all over the field all game long now. They're doing it 9 times a game, and there's no such thing anymore as 3rd and 1, 4th and 1. Though you're almost better getting the Eagles in a 4th and 3, and then it becomes real football again. Like now they've got a decision to make because it's not an automatic.
Yeah.
And part of that is where I fall on it, where it's like this, which is why they're going to have another meeting in the offseason about it, and the rules committee will look at it and decide. But I totally understand your point, too.
Yeah, like it's fine to if you have an issue with it, but how to resolve it is the question. Where do you draw the line? How do you change the rule to outlaw that? What is it
you
about?
Just go back to the way they used to.
What is it? Well, then, so nobody can ever push anybody again. I don't know.
I only have a problem with that one, and some people will go, well, that's hypocritical. You should have a problem with all of them. I personally don't.
Yeah.
The other ones don't seem as egregious to me or as used so much, and I don't mind them. That's just, again, it's just a personal thing when I look at it. I don't think it takes away from the integrity of the game, so to speak, if there's such a thing. But you know, the way the league is rigged now and pre-written,
scripted,
it's scripted,
not rigged.
It makes a lot of sense that they're allowing this, and it's part of the master plan. So what am I going to do?
Why didn't they outlaw it this year? Because the logo was already out in green and red.
Yeah. No, red and purple this year.
Red and purple.
So the Niners got to figure out how to do it. Push. Remember, it's going to be Niners Ravens.
That's right. My bad.
That's what we heard.
Yeah.
Dude, we probably shouldn't spend every Monday doing too much football talk, but I will say, we'll be quick about it.
What a fucking win from the Lions.
Oh yeah, big.
I didn't have my Lions stuff on, but it was a little chilly down here, so I had to go put a sweatshirt on. And I was like, oh, okay, well, I might as well.
I got Ford on.
Smart.
Ford Field. You've got Motor City.
Yeah. It's a backhanded.
I was so frustrated watching that goddamn game, just because I know how much better the Lions are than the fucking shit Bears. But they showed a lot last night.
They showed the heart.
You're down 12 with 3+ minutes to go. That game is over.
1.8%.
Yeah, I saw that.
1.8% chance they had of winning that game, according to whatever bullshit stat that they come up with. I
fucking hate that, but yeah,
regardless, down
and that's
2
true.
scores and with under 5 minutes to go.
99 times out of 100, you lose that game. You just do.
You know, Chicago got stupid. They just ran up the middle, got conservative.
Yeah.
Herbert hadn't done shit all game long. Foreman got hurt. They should have had Fields scramble he ran for over 100 yards.
Remember,
he's clearly their best running back.
Was it last year, week 1, the Lions played the Niners and lost? And they were getting smoked.
And the Niners in week 1 last year?
I think so. And the Lions were getting fucking torched, blown out. And in a matter of 2 minutes at the end of the game, scored like 3 touchdowns. And all of a sudden, it fucked up the betting lines for people because the Niners ended up winning by 8. But right before that game, the line went up to 8.5. And I had gotten that bet at 7.5. And so my bet stood and won. That's why I remember it so well. But do you remember the fucking vicious comeback? Now, they lost the game. They ended up losing a bunch before they turned around. That spoke volumes to me, too, about this team and their attitude being different.
Yep.
That even down by 4 touchdowns with 3 minutes to go in a game.
There was no way they came back and won that game. They always found ways to lose, and somehow now they're finding ways to win.
Which is the fucking makeup of the championships teams. Exactly. And I know, I don't want to get on my high horse, but as a lifelong 49er fan, watch them go and win 5 Super Bowls in the 80s and 90s. I know what that looks like, and every single team is the same. You're going to have stretches where you go, I don't even recognize this team. This team looks like shit all of a sudden. Why can't they do the basics? Why are they doing this? Oh, an untimely injury, blah, 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 blah. But what those teams did, they stacked fucking wins. They won games they were supposed to win. They won most of the games they were, but those teams were always favored. But nonetheless, if you got in that dogfight, it's a great test for the Lions, man.
It is, and that
it's
shows
a great
a lot.
Fucking test for them to be in a game where it's like you've really played yourself out of this.
Sure.
And I don't worry about the offense. They're not going to turn the ball over 4 times in a game.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, Goff should have had 5 interceptions.
At least.
Should have had 5 interceptions.
Do you realize? I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the NFL, what happened yesterday with the Lions. For context, when you're talking about what went down yesterday.
To be in a negative turnover?
To give up, to lose the turnover battle 4-0 or whatever it was, and to have time of possession 40-20 Bears. No game in the history of the NFL has been won by the team in regulation. It's happened once before, I think, in overtime, where a team that only possessed the ball for 20 minutes of a 60-minute game and lost the turnover battle that bad actually won that game, and it was an OT. That happened yesterday at Ford Field.
Wait. Wasn't there 2 safeties in the Michigan game?
Yeah.
And
yes.
2 safeties in the Lions game.
Was there 2 safeties in the Lions game?
Didn't they get?
I know there was one at the very end.
Because there was this. There was the. Was that? Am I thinking one of the Michigan game?
Maybe. I don't remember 2 safeties
okay,
yesterday.
maybe not. I'm getting those games mixed up.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah,
I was
see how that
thinking the
happens?
one that was at the end.
It's crazy. It fucked
whatever.
our
Yeah, I
squares, too. Someone won the square. I don't know if it was going to be a push, but some twat fucking won.
Yeah.
That person's dead to me, by the way.
Had they listen, by the way, that square was alive. Had that at the end instead of been a safety, and they fell on it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then didn't. I don't know how much time was on the clock at that point, but
20 seconds?
okay. And somehow missed the extra point or went for 2 and didn't.
We
get
would
it,
have been in there?
We would have won the square.
No way.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, 5 and 6 is what.
Yeah,
we had.
for those that don't know, me and Tooch and T are in a square, 3 square every year. You know, where the 3 of us share
Season
one.
long for the Lions. Yeah.
Yeah, and but there's not enough teams in it, so there's pushes.
Well, it's not that there's not enough teams. It's planned that way. There's only 50 squares sold,
And
so
okay,
it's
and
like
there's
it's
100
like a
squares on it.
checkerboard, and so every other one is a push. So it carries over.
Right, and they're like $500 squares.
Yeah,
and
the
so
each-
you,
yeah, they pay-
each
the payout,
week,
yeah.
the payout is it's not that much to get into it, but they're big payouts. And when you start, I think we had 3 or 4
Last year.
that pushed last year. And it was like did we have a $3,000
I think it got to 2,500
or
last year.
2,500 or something like that?
And then somebody won it.
And then some
Fucker.
ass. But we were close, I think, that game too. Like it was like, oh man, if we're ever gonna win one of these, holy shit.
I love it. It's like Super Bowls, where at the
Yeah.
end of the game you're like, well, if they get a safety and then they kick a field goal
and it gets blocked in return for a touchdown on the last play of the game, where they don't have to kick the extra point, we would technically win. Yeah, it's funny.
you start rooting for weird shit, man.
yeah, you do. You do. I will say on the football front, I am worried about Michigan, man. I don't know if it's a coaching thing. Here's my fear.
Yep.
And here's what I know about Coach Harbaugh.
Yep.
Coach Harbaugh, historically, whether he's in San Diego, Stanford, Niners, Michigan, that dude is going to do the absolute bare minimum when it comes to injury reports. He is not going to tell you any. He's famous for the lower body injury.
Yeah.
You know, upper body injury. He's not even going to fucking tell you where in the body. Like, the bare minimum about what's going to be on that injury report is what he's going to give you, and it's very frustrating when it's one of your teams. And
Just more than the Bengals with Joe Burrow.
right, a little bit, yeah. Theirs is more criminal, but hard. So I don't know what's going on, and I don't have any inside information. I don't have any fucking worms anywhere that are feeding me anything. Greg Henson has not said a word to me like he's hearing. But would you be shocked at all if after the season you found out McCarthy had something going on?
Not at all.
Because the last 2 weeks, the fact that, like, it was cute 2 weeks ago when it was like, yeah, they didn't even need to throw the ball against Penn State. Just run it down your throat. Fine.
Right.
That holds for a week. His throws on Saturday were just not J.J. McCarthy throws.
No.
And Derek was here, and he was like, oh, the wind's really bad in Maryland, especially in that stadium. I'm like, no. He just doesn't something looks off, and they're running the ball way too much, even when it's not that effective.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on here? Oh, Roman Wilson went out early. Okay, great. There's other receivers on the
And
team.
even
There's
that
tight
was
ends.
precautionary. He's on the sidelines with a towel over his head and blue blockers on, but he's not concussed.
Right.
God bless.
Sure. So I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's like, maybe it's a bigger deal not to have your head coach on the sideline.
Yeah.
Maybe that there is something to that because a lot of people are going, it's no big deal. These coordinators call the plays anyways. I don't know.
Well,
But something feels off going
Let's
into
hope.
Ohio State week.
let's hope that was. Hey, you know what? Last year they at home barely squeaked out again a win against Maryland.
Yeah,
in
Maryland's
a
tough.
shootout. There's a solid two,
Yeah.
a little or three, whatever his brother's name is.
Yeah.
Isn't bad, but It's that in between Penn State and Ohio State. It's a gotcha game.
Yeah.
So whether or not that's what this was, a trap game,
and keep in mind they're a 6-4 squad. They're not a 2-8 team.
No, they're okay. But but that's a game you should just go in there and handle your business
for sure.
Right? You should be able to just impose your will and just go in there and get the win and not have to worry about it. And it was closer than it should have been, but all said and done, they still got the dub.
Yep. Did what they had to do.
They did what they had to do. So let's just hope that's sort of a one-off. They are still undefeated. They are still 2 or 3, however you look at it, in which rankings or whatever. There's only one that really matters technically, but
right.
It all comes down to next week.
It's so funny to me because you go into those games. Like I went into yesterday, like fucking okay. Finally, this team is doing the Lions is doing something that hasn't been done by the Lions in 60+ years. Yeah. Okay, they're legit. Their division's down, and that division has been up, and they have been down for decades, basically our whole lives.
Yeah.
And we've watched that division kick our fucking teeth in time and time again, and not give a shit, not take it easy because it's the Lions and they're no threat to anybody. I wanted the Lions to go in there and fucking kick their teeth in. Mm-hmm. I wanted Michigan to go in, heading into Ohio State week, fucking putting their foot down.
You would hope.
Running away with and then when the game starts unfolding and you start getting late in the second quarter, third quarter, and it's like, okay, just don't fuck this up.
Yeah.
A win's a win. Just
find a way.
Do your job, finish, find a way to finish these games, and don't fuck up the big.
It's bad enough if you lose to Ohio State next week. Okay?
Right.
It's very possible. It would suck, but it's really a coin flip going into that game.
Of course.
So it would be tragic to lose before you go into that game to fucking Maryland. Yeah. I mean, that would be just. And then you got the whole Harbaugh thing, and you're like, okay, but so. How genuine is that? How much did that affect it? How was that?
Yeah.
So you never really know. But maybe, sort of like the Lions, had the Lions gone in there and just smoked Chicago.
Yeah.
Right? You're setting them up like last year for the Carolina game. They start fucking sucking their own dick. They start reading their own
Well,
press.
that's what I thought was going on yesterday.
Well, maybe.
Honestly.
Maybe. Well, so, and then you end up fucking sleeping on somebody and getting smoked. So, finding a way to win those games might be a win's a win regardless. It's especially in the NFL. There's no rankings, there's
right.
But you're not going to be reading your own press. You're lucky you snuck out of there with a win. You're feeling great, but everybody's got to take a good, long, hard look in the mirror at themselves.
Yeah.
After that game. Now, there's not, everybody's just fucking popping bottles after a blowout win.
It's probably even better for them,
That's what I'm saying.
To know that adversity can exist when every arrow points. There is literally no chance. That would have been so easy to give up on.
Yep.
So easy to give up on that game. And they didn't. Mm-hmm. They didn't. Should they have pounded the Bears? Probably. But it's the NFL, and it's a division. Yeah. So
the Bears are actually a better team, especially defensively, than people give them credit for. Justin Fields sucks as a quarterback.
He played all right yesterday.
He had over 100 yards rushing.
Yeah.
That's great for your quarterback.
Yeah.
Awesome. They say he's the best running back on their team.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. And that's a problem. That's a problem for the Lions. It's a problem for every team, essentially, is a quarterback that can run.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
it's a bigger problem for the Bears long term, though. Let's be honest.
It is. Well, exactly right. That's not your answer. Even Lamar, who started out running, now doesn't run nearly as much as he did.
No.
Because it's terrible for your career.
Horrible.
And, it's just not a winning formula. It's.
No. Seeing those guys, what Lamar does that's great, that I love seeing out of quarterbacks is...
Like J.J. McCarthy?
Like J.J. Their eyes are never not down the field.
Running is the last option.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolute last. Unless you've just got an absolute wide open side of the field and you're,
Well, of course.
But yeah, you see that. I see it with Brock Purdy when the pockets collapse and he dances one way or the other and his eyes are just laser focused downfield. It's like... Oh, this collapsing pocket, if he escapes what's going on right here, this is going to be a 30-yard completion.
Generally, yeah.
It just is.
Yeah, because the secondary can't hold up for
that motherfucker had a perfect QB rating yesterday.
Did he really?
Perfect.
Yeah, I missed that whole game.
That hasn't happened for a 49er since 1989. It happened twice in 1989. The two quarterbacks that had a perfect rating that year, Joe Montana and Steve Young. And
Wonderful.
Brock Purdy did it yesterday.
Outstanding.
Fucking incredible.
Yeah.
It's going to be a fun ending, man. Coming down the wire. I love it.
Has he trademarked Mr. Relevant yet?
That's going to be the movie. You know, that's going to be the Mr. Relevant. They've had those signs.
No.
Big Cock Brock is the one.
Oh, yeah. BCB, yeah.
BCB is the best.
Yeah. Not Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Mr. Relevant.
Mr. Relevant. Oh, yeah. They were doing that after his first win. They were calling. Everybody thought they had he's Mr. Relevant. Huh? Not so irrelevant now, is he? He's Mr. Relevant. It's like, yeah, I get it. Big Cock Brock. And the fucking roosters on all posters. I love that.
Yeah.
That's my
So anyway, big week coming up. Thanksgiving Day with the Lions.
Love it.
You get your Niners on Thanksgiving
I
too.
do. I'm worried about that game a lot.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll have that. What's the late game? Is that an Amazon or an NFL?
Oh, no, you'll have that. That's NBC. You'll get that.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Okay.
That's like Thursday Night Football. So you'll get
Okay.
Collinsworth and Tirico doing that game.
All right.
Or like Sunday Night Football.
Didn't they do something for a while where it was not Prime because they just took over?
No,
but it was
no.
NFL
You're talking
Network.
about Black Friday, which they're doing this year again.
Well, no, on Thanksgiving they had it where it was just the NFL Network carried the third game for a while.
Oh.
And they might now. I don't know
Yeah.
for sure.
No. It's an NBC game.
All right,
so
perfect.
you'll get that wherever you are.
right,
If
cool.
not, just use our login.
I'll be in Indy.
Yeah, but you can use our
where I'll be.
YouTube TV login.
Yeah, right.
You've got that. So you're covered either way. But no, that'll be all three of those games will be nationally, which is great. And then we've got a game on Friday as well.
Yeah.
So for
African American Friday football. Thank
Hell
God,
yeah. Love it.
Outstanding. All right. enough
Yeah,
football
it's
talk.
my favorite week, honestly. It really is.
And Michigan Ohio State week. So I will be taking the long way home early Saturday morning.
Attaboy.
As always, I will.
We might need to start that one on time, T.
I will not be
do,
taking
Do
the-
your best. Or little pinball time in house. I don't have a problem with that.
Like within 15 minutes of kickoff last year.
Oh, no. You're fine. I don't have a problem with that
Mm-hmm.
at all. I'm just worried that there's going to be so much fucking chatter. And
Shut it down.
too many people have my phone, dude.
Put your phone down.
I know I do. I do my best.
Self-control,
I do my
sir.
best. It's not as easy as it looks.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It certainly is. Self-control.
Lots of other stuff going on over the weekend. I should say now, I don't like I usually don't like promoting stuff just because anything can happen.
Always. And usually does.
especially when you're dealing with entertainers and flaking out last minute is just part of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dave Landau's coming in tomorrow.
Let's hope.
Yeah, you went and saw him, I guess, last night and talked to him.
Yeah, did a show last night in Oxford, the old Doomsday Shelter comedy.
Love it.
Jason Phelan Mayers, if I say that correctly, runs
Okay.
that. Is putting together
Great dude.
Great dude, putting together an awesome fucking comedy.
Yeah.
Little thing that he's doing, and it's basically about the whole point of it was that comedy's good for mental health.
Yeah.
Essentially, he's actually writing a book. Really great dude. If you
Is
actually
Jason
sit
the
down-
bald guy? He's
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
It was
Because I know the other guy there I really like too that's doing it with him.
Yeah, 12. I mean, Jason was a college English professor for 12 years.
Yeah.
Retired and quit. He was like, I retired. He was like, actually, I just fucking quit.
Yeah.
He's like, but last year, he's totally into like Slayer and Maiden and shit.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
a total rocker. He's got the jean jacket with a million patches and all that on it. He was like, the last year, I was like, I started wearing this into class. Like, you knew it was over.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's got a book coming out on that too. We'll talk to him about that at some point. But
Yeah.
and Charles Hill,
Yeah.
the friend of the show, of course.
Yeah.
Opened
He's
up
doing
for
really
him.
well.
Yeah, it's fantastic, dude. It was a great little lineup, great show.
Yeah.
Good time. So,
But then you talked to Landau and said, "Hey, man, you must be home for the holidays.
yeah,
good
doing?
job, dude.
What are you doing
Good
this
job.
week? Come by.
Why don't you stop by?" And he was like, "Yeah." And so you texted me this morning, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I must have forgot that Dave said he could come by. I don't even remember it." And you're like, "No, it's not your memory. I just talked to him last night. I didn't even know you were going to the show." So
Yeah.
I texted Dave and was like, "Hey, Troy said he talked to you last night, and maybe you got some time." And he's like, "Yeah." So I think he's going to come by tomorrow, not hammered down on time, but I told Dave I'm going to book it.
Yeah.
So I'm counting on it. I know he's going out of time. He's just a busy dude. He's got a lot fucking going on.
Family
so,
time, the holidays, all.
Yeah, and dude, you
And
can't
one of these assholes
underestimate
has
the
a
family
job
time.
that fucks up the schedule. So
Yeah,
we won't say who that is.
but you can't underestimate the family time. That's
Never.
super important to him. His kid's like Marshall's age, so
Yeah, 8.
yeah. And I know that tears at him because he'd love to come in here every fucking minute he's home, and he loves hanging out. He loves
doubt.
you. He loves doing the show, but so. It's like 95%, I would say. He's already agreed to it, but you never know. So hopefully Dave will be in here tomorrow. That's always a fucking blast.
Always. Which would be a great dude.
Yeah, and funny as shit. And I'm interested to talk to him. He was really, when I was in Dallas with him, and I'd watched a couple of his shows before that. He's really into the Paul Pelosi. DePape Hammer story. He couldn't let it go. Like every joke, he wanted to fucking reference Nancy's, like Paul's gay relationship with DePape, which I loved because a lot of people could get in trouble for that, and they wanted to act like, oh my God, this is the Speaker of the House's husband. How dare you? And I'm like, there's something fucked up going on there, man. And so that DePape was found guilty yesterday, and so it's
really?
Yeah. So it's like, perfect timing. He's looking at 50 years or some shit, you know? You can't be blowing Paul Pelosi and then bash him over the head with a fucking hammer. And so, it's like, perfect timing. If Dave comes in, we can get his thoughts on Paul Pelosi's.
Sure.
Which is always great. And then I think the week after that, I think Drew's coming in.
Oh, that'd be great.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
I've
been thinking about that, and I think really more so than anything, because Drew and I can go have lunch anytime, and I can get the update on him. But I think it'll be really good for people. We haven't been on a microphone together in years, and he's my mentor. I think he's one of the best to ever do it.
True.
And
no doubt.
I have plenty of questions that I think people will find fascinating and interesting. I know more about the guy than most, for sure. So, that's exciting too. And I know he's looking forward to it. Yeah. So that's fucking awesome.
Good.
He and I have been texting a lot lately. And he's still the same dude into the Beatles stuff. Oh, my God.
Is he a boner about the new one?
Oh, my God. Dude, you have no idea. I know what
Please tell me he doesn't think it's good.
Oh, he thinks it's great, and I don't hate it, dude. I was at the.
I don't hate it, but
I went to pick up food today, and it was playing on the in the in-store intercom. I almost fucking recorded some of it and sent it to him. Like, dude, and he is such a maniac fan. Like, his house is filled with Beatles shit, and he's just, and he could talk about it for eternity. That's his thing. And I know some people are like, all right, enough with the baseball, enough with the fucking Beatles. I get it. If that's not your thing, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
But that's his fucking thing. And so anytime there's a little nugget that comes out, or I sent him a couple
big deal
clips.
To have a Beatles song released, technically a real Beatles song. Released at this point.
Yeah. And he's really into the process about how that came about and how they were able to use AI technology to strip John's voice from the piano and clean it up. It's pretty remarkable shit, honestly. And to have all 4 original Beatle members on a song.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
It's very cool.
Whether you like the song or not.
Yeah, like I said,
there's a reason it wasn't on the Abbey Road album. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not their best. That's all.
Yeah. No, it's
and I wouldn't put it in the great category. But still, I appreciate all of the aspects of it.
Yeah,
and it's New Beatles, which is legit as fuck.
And when you have a band that's literally 30, 40 years from possibly being able to do something like that, and then finding something like that. Like, think of your favorite band and go fast forward 40 years since the last thing they were able to do in a room together.
Yeah.
If you were finding little nuggets and it was like, holy shit, here's Maynard with the original Tool guys doing this. Holy fuck.
Actually, I saw a funny thing today.
That's pretty cool.
That it was a longer span of time between Tool's last 2 albums than the Beatles were a band.
Yeah, the Beatles were not a band that long.
Right. There's a bigger gap between those albums than the Beatles were in existence.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That doesn't surprise me, though. It doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Elon Musk said Saturday he was going to be filing a lawsuit against Media Matters over a story it ran this week, saying it was misleading and intended to undermine free speech. I love this.
Here we go.
I love it. Now, for those that don't know, there are certain outlets that are out there. Media Matters is about the creme de la creme. So when you're looking for, like, if the DNC wants to put out talking points, hit pieces against the right, they will filter through Media Matters, and then you'll notice, like,
through everything.
It'll disseminate through all the major networks, and they'll all reference Media Matters as reporting, and it's like, it's this vicious cycle of nonsense.
Or their source.
Right.
Per a source.
Yeah. But Media Matters they'll point to a lot as if it's a legitimate organization, but it's part of the machine, and that's the role it serves. That's the purpose of Media Matters. Is you're just going to get hardcore leftist hit pieces against any of their opponents.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Some could say maybe, I'm trying to think, what would be a good example of the right, like Breitbart News, maybe?
Yeah, I was going to say, no, you can't even, not Fox News.
No.
It's got to go farther. Yeah,
You got to go farther. Yeah.
Or what's the one that behind the paywall that people always tell you to get onto?
Not Acorn.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
probably
how far right we are that we don't even know what the hell it's called.
I don't even. Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know enough about like Newsmax or OAN. Are those still around? I don't know anything about them. I've never watched them.
But
I don't even know where you'd watch them. But
of that ilk.
Yeah. But Media Matters is like a proper media company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like under the guise of, but make no mistake about what it is. And so Elon Musk is like, go fuck yourself, Media Matters. So he said, he tweeted out or X'd out. I don't know what you call the tweets for X
out. Yep.
The split-second court opens on Monday. X Corp will be filing a thermonuclear lawsuit against Media Matters and all those who colluded in this fraudulent attack on our company, indicating the suit would target the board and their network of dark money. A press release from Musk said the Media Matters story completely misrepresented the real user experience on X in another attempt to undermine freedom of speech and mislead advertisers. Despite our clear and consistent position, X has seen a number of attacks from activist groups like Media Matters and legacy media outlets who seek to undermine freedom of expression on our platform because they perceive it as a threat to their ideological narrative and those of their financial supporters. Media Matters created a contrived experience. This is a little hard to follow, but I know exactly what he's talking about, about what they did. Media Matters created a contrived experience by using an alternate account to curate what posts appeared on the timeline. Once they curated their feed, they repeatedly refreshed their timelines to find rare instance of ads serving next the content they chose to follow. Okay. X logs indicated that of the 5.5 billion ad impressions, so basically what they were saying was there were ads that were being run on Twitter that were pro-Israel or something like that, or so they were like anti-Semitic or something in nature. I don't think
that's pro-Israel.
Right. I'm fucking that up.
Yeah.
But it was manipulated.
Okay.
And then they put this out there, but this had real world effect. This, like, all the big players, you're talking Apple, IBM, Disney, Warner Brothers, Discovery, Comcast, NBC, Universal, Lionsgate, Paramount. Okay.
And they're all named in this suit?
They all announced they were pausing ads.
Oh.
So this is where you go. You hit them in the money. So Media Matters comes out with a
story.
story.
We've been saying that for years, by the way.
Right,
yeah.
right.
Going back to like the Rittenhouse shit and the Smirky kid.
Oh, 100%.
And all that, right? Like, that's the only thing you can do is hit him in the fucking wall.
Oh, you're talking about the Smirky kid.
You know what I mean?
you're talking about Covington,
yes.
the Catholic school kids.
Yeah.
Smirky face kid.
You know
I knew exactly what you meant.
Yeah, I remember his name, but yeah.
So X logs indicated that 5.5 billion ad impressions the day Media Matters pulled its research from, that less than 50 were served alongside the content highlighted by Media Matters. For one brand showcased in the article, 2 of its ads served adjacent to 2 posts 3 times, and that ad was only seen in that setting by 1 user, the author of the Media Matters article. In addition, so they were trying to make a connection that Twitter, when they're having stories, they're running ads that are somehow anti-Semitic or prove blah blah blah. And he's saying
that there's an algorithm based on the story to the ads that go with it.
These are random ads that pop up. You found the one instance where this ad matched up with this theory or this proof that you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And then you curated that. Well, dipshit, you're fucking with Elon Musk, okay? He's able to flip a switch and go behind the scenes and look exactly at what the traffic was being curated and found that, oh, you specifically did this to make it look like this sort of behavior was going on when it was just you. You're the only person that saw that. And then you planted this story out there that the media ran with and caused the biggest companies on planet Earth to pause their advertising dollars. And he's like, okay, we're going to court Monday morning and we're going thermonuclear.
Amen.
And dude, you think Hulk Hogan versus Gawker was a big lawsuit? And have you seen Gawker in the last fucking 15 years?
Who?
Exactly. Yeah. And all the fucking little bullshit under their umbrella, gone. Mm-hmm. That type you're fucking with the wrong dude, in my opinion.
Let's hope.
You're going after the wrong dude.
Sadly, it depends on what court they end up in, I think.
Yeah.
You know, that's the sad part. That's the sad reality of where we're at these days.
Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey said that he is now looking into the accusations that Media Matters for America intentionally misled readers about X to pressure advertisers to pull support from their platform. Bailey's statement came after Elon Musk said he would file this lawsuit. Bailey said his team was looking into this matter in response to the post from Musk commenting on former Trump advisor Stephen Miller's allegation that what Media Matters did was a civil and criminal violation. Musk responded, great. This past week, there were hundreds of bogus media stories claiming that I am anti-Semitic. Nothing could be further from the truth. I wish only the best for humanity and a prosperous and exciting future for all.
Well, the nice thing about this is we're going to get to the discovery phase.
Yeah.
And Media Matters is going to have to open up their books and their emails.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to do anything just specific to this case. You're going to have to turn everything over.
Yeah.
And maybe something else comes out of this, too. We'll see.
Yeah.
But it's about time.
Yeah.
To think that this is not a coordinated, targeted attack is ignorant.
Yeah.
I mean, that it's
pathetic.
Yeah.
It's
it really
just so dangerous, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say about it other than it's just so dangerous. Like, it's one thing to go after Rogan. Like it would have been someone like Media Matters that put together, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were behind it. It very well could have been.
Yeah.
Remember the N-word thing where every time he's ever said the N-word, totally out of context. Mm-hmm. And that was meant to sink Joe Rogan. They didn't like what he was saying, and that was meant to end his career.
A total hit piece.
Joe Rogan doesn't give a shit what these people say or do. He's got enough fuck you money personally, but he's not going to waste his time in court. He's not going to counter. He's just not. He's not that dude. Elon Musk is that petty.
That didn't stick. Had there been any real fallout from that, maybe.
Yeah.
But they took a shot and missed.
Too many black comedians and black
Everybody
superstar MMA athletes
Everybody
are like,
came
are you
out.
kidding me?
Hell no.
Really?
Yeah.
You're going after Joe Rogan, my brother? Fuck off.
Right. Like calling me a racist.
Yeah. No, that's
Look,
not going to
receipts.
work. Yeah. And Rogan could bring all the receipts. But Elon Musk, talk about someone who's willing to cut off his nose to spite his face. He's willing to overpay by double what Twitter was worth just to prove the point he's proving right now. So going after that dude and trying to do a bullshit story, hit piece, and have all these companies bail on advertising,
Yeah.
Wrong dude. That guy will sit in court and fuck with you.
Be interesting to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I'm very excited to see that.
Did you see the new president of Venezuela? No, Maduro?
No.
Like the maniac they just fucking
Who do
elected?
they have now? No.
Isn't it Maduro, I think is his name?
Moderno?
He's
Wait, that's the vaccine.
Yeah, no, Moderna.
Moderna.
No, Maduro, I think. No, he's technically a libertarian.
Okay, he's not a libtardarian?
No,
Okay.
but he actually used those in interviews. Says libtards, shit libs. Like, he hates the left. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's pretty crazy. And
Yeah. Dude, isn't that funny how you're seeing these politicians and stuff all over the world talking about fake news
yeah.
and shit like that, the woke. Like, it's wild to see.
It really is. Yep.
It's crazy.
Let's see. I wonder if I can find that. Well, I don't know. Whatever. I sent you the clip earlier today.
Did you?
Thanks for watching. Yeah.
Dude, I watched all your clips. I saw all of them. I don't know if I saw that one.
I sent you that one actually kind of early because I saw it this morning, but I didn't.
I was up
I didn't want
early.
to lose it. Not that early, sir.
Not 5 a.m. early.
Nope.
Watch this reel.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's from like 7 this morning.
6:55 this morning.
But you can't. We can't really play it. It's not going to because it's not in English. So you got to read the subtitles of what he's saying.
Yeah.
So you have to visually see it to go over it.
Yeah.
But 100%, when you get done with this, watch that.
Yeah.
And realize that this is now the president of Venezuela.
Wow.
And that's everything he's got to say. He was like, fuck that, dude.
Yeah.
Like there is no, you can't reason with them.
No.
And he's doing an interview with this shitlib reporter.
Yeah.
That's going like, oh, what? You hate them because they don't agree with you? And he was like, fuck them. Yeah. Because they've done it to everybody. Like, everybody that disagrees with them, they bury it. You don't hear these stories.
Yeah.
It's actually, look into it.
I'll watch it
spectacular.
as soon as the show's over.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's more than one. I just happened to watch one that was him with some pretty hot blonde chick that was interviewing him.
Hell yeah.
He started going off, and she's like, hold on, huh? And he was like,
Yeah. Not having it.
Yeah.
Kevin McCarthy praised his successor. That would be Mike Johnson, who's now the Speaker of the House. Mike has been on sort of a mission, and I know this will upset some people, to release the January 6th videos. And so Kevin McCarthy actually praised him.
There's no reason that only Tucker Carlson should be able to do it.
Yeah, and everybody has access to them. So don't act like this is... It was only handed to Tucker in the media. Yeah. No. Anybody could have released these videos.
They just didn't want to.
They just didn't. So there's that. McCarthy said Johnson's doing a tremendous job with that, adding more and more after the new speaker announced the rolling online disclosure of tens of thousands of hours of video on Friday. McCarthy kickstarted the process of releasing Capitol security tapes, which began to show the public an unvarnished look at the scenes of the Capitol breach January 6th, back in 21, in contrast to the images shown during hearings led by the January 6th committee when Democrats ran the House, and that was basically an all-Democrat panel. You had Adam Kinzinger, a never-Trumper, and Liz Cheney, a never-Trumper, so that they're basically just Dems. And they very, very selectively edited the video they showed. The one thing I found is we wanted transparency. So when we took the majority, the first thing I did was make sure those tapes became under the responsibility of House administration. What we found was the January 6th committee had lied to us, and there were thousands of more hours of tape. The first thing I wanted to make sure is anybody who was in jail had the right to a defense, was able to see those tapes. So that was the priority. No problem with that.
None at all.
The defense was able to go through those. We started bringing press into the table to see it, to be able to see it. We were building a portal where every time the press looked at something and they went through it, the public was able to get it.
All right.
I love this.
Yeah.
And,
all you can hope for is transparency. That's it. I'm tired of this behind closed doors. I'm tired of this hidden agenda bullshit.
Yeah.
Be open. If what you're doing is legitimate, the people will believe you. The people will follow. But we need to be able to believe in what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah. There's a Capitol cop who's been regarded as an absolute hero. And I'll give credit where credit's due. Glenn Beck's team has gone deep diving on these tapes, like scouring these tapes. And I think he was having a special tonight about it. I'm not a member of Glenn Beck's...
Blaze TV?
Yeah, I'm not. So I don't have access to it.
Maybe we get Dave's login.
Yeah, maybe. But... he is discussing this cop. Okay, so you have a black cop.
Is this the one that shot Ashley Babbitt?
No, different
that
one.
Hero.
Yeah, no, different hero.
All right.
Who was called the N-word. Never in his career has he been called the N-word, and he was just these ultra mega people were calling him the N-word. There was a girl in a pink. He changed the story. In a pink T-shirt, like MAGA T-shirt, and then it changed to she was wearing a pink hat, and she was calling him the N-word, and then I just sat in the corner for like 15 minutes and sobbed because I couldn't recognize this country. So he became this instant hero. He's got this book that's coming out now.
Here we go.
And so they've scoured these tapes, and they found him on there, and they're like, he's like high-fiving with his buddy cops. He's hanging out the whole time. He's not sitting in a corner crying. We've scoured tens of thousands of hours. We can't even find anyone in a pink MAGA hat or T-shirt. They don't exist.
was going to say, unless you washed it with your tidy whities.
Right. And a red sock slipped in or whatever. Yeah. And so I don't know where he's going, but Glenn was really selling it kind of hard. And Glenn doesn't fuck around.
No.
You know, that dude's on the ball. No doubt about it. I have a lot of respect for Glenn Beck.
Indeed.
And yeah, it's a sad state we're in right now because, you know, we had Derek over here over the weekend and he made some snide remark, and I don't care. I know where he stands.
Oh, yeah.
Things. But, you know, he'll slip in little comments, and I'm just not going to take the bait.
No, there's no point.
I'm not biting.
Nope.
I'm just not, because I know what I'm dealing with. You know, and I love the guy to death. You know, he's a brother of ours. But,
of course.
You know,
and it's not,
he truly believes it. He believes that we almost lost the country on January 6th, that democracy, like shit like that. But then I watch these other videos of Merrick Garland, and it just breaks my heart, man. I'll be honest with you. It really, really does, because I didn't think that was the Merrick Garland. I knew we would have differences in our beliefs and all that. I really did. And not that I knew much about some fucking state, you know, Supreme Court justice. Like, I didn't know all that. But the interviews I saw and the descriptions from people and the answers he gave, I was like, you know what? We're going to disagree on a lot, but I don't have a problem with this guy. He seems like a well-adjusted, fair individual, and it's
I hope he's
out,
not going to be a tool in the belt.
Yeah,
which he's always turned out to be.
And he kind of got jobbed. I understand how that played out. You can go back and forth on whether you think that's fair or right. Whatever, that's irrelevant. He didn't become a Supreme Court justice. They didn't even vote on it for him because they didn't have the votes, and I understand how that works. But you know, watching him be grilled about whether or not feds were involved in the January 6th. And
starting to see more and more videos.
His answers are so pathetic and so sad, where he's like, I don't know anything about that. It's like, careful, sir. You are under oath right now, okay?
Yeah. You can't just come out and unequivocally say no.
No.
Which you should be able to.
Easy.
And if there isn't, then you 100% would.
And I know our lib friends are just fucking ass red right now. They're so fucking pissed even talking about this.
Listen, I'm not sitting here saying that Republicans are fucking not pieces of shit too.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
Just own your own shit. That's all.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Every time you see him talk about that and he's like, I don't have any knowledge about that. Well, wouldn't it be really easy to go, no? Why?
If it's a no, you say no. You don't dance around the question.
Yeah. When there's shenanigans going on in a situation like this is very serious. We take that very serious, and it's insulting that you would think our FBI agents would be involved in that and rabble-rousing or working people up to get a narrative pumped through.
Yeah.
Okay? That is insulting. Well, he can't say that because it's bullshit.
Right.
And he fucking damn well knows. But he also can't say,
yes,
here's the catch-22 that Merrick Garland is falling under. If Merrick Garland admits, yes, there were FBI informants. So they use all these coded language when they're talking about this stuff, so they don't have to admit. And it's like, I'm not aware, I didn't know. He has to say that. He cannot, under any circumstance, say, yes, it's part of the policy. Because here's the next question that comes. If you say, yes, there were about 30 feds involved, the next question is, who were they? And then you put them on the stand.
Exactly right.
You get them under oath.
What were you told?
And what were you
your
told
orders?
By whom and when?
And let's start looking at the video again now that we've identified you. And it changes the whole thing. It
changes everything. Yeah. So you cannot have that.
So
you cannot have that.
All these red-assed fucking libtards that are mad at us right now, whatever.
Yeah.
Then why can't he just say no? If it wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
Again, I just want transparency. I just want the fucking truth.
Yeah.
That's all. I do not like this behind closed doors garbage that's going on.
Yeah.
It's
But dude, they legitimately believe it. Derek is not a stupid person. Okay?
No. Well, he's very book smart.
He's very, very book smart. And he's a doctor.
Indeed.
He's legit. He's a scientist.
Yep.
And he's very well read on world politics. He and I have tremendous discussions. I'm sure you have with him too. That are a lot of fun. He's a well-rounded, smart guy.
Yeah.
And he truly believes that the country was almost lost democracy was almost lost on January 6th. And that is hilarious on its face. Fucking hilarious. If you think that's what an insurrection is, holy shit. So I know there's a lot of people that don't, they just want this to go away. And anybody that doesn't believe how they believe is insane and is mega or whatever.
Ultra mega.
Watch what these people are saying when they're under oath. It'll tell you everything you need to know.
Exactly right.
The way there is no accidents. There's no coincidences when it comes to attorneys at that level. Those attorneys know better. They know how to dance around perjury shit. Watch Merrick Garland very uncomfortably dance around that shit. And who knows where this goes, but he knows damn well he cannot, under any circumstances, admit to that shit and then get those people under oath. Because those motherfuckers, those rank and file guys, are not going to perjure themselves.
No.
For Nancy Pelosi.
They're not going to take a bullet.
No.
For their marching orders.
Nope.
Nor should they.
You know, who knows? Maybe some of them will write a book one day.
After it's way too late to
matter. Yeah, exactly.
Like the Kennedy shit.
Yes, exactly. Which they still can't even fucking come out and talk about.
Right? Not yet. We're waiting, though.
Soon enough.
Hey, this part of the show is brought to you by Your Insurance Expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. Our boy Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert. The best.
He is the best.
He is an expert. Health insurance, life insurance, and Medicare supplements, so you don't have to be. Call Nick Matthews, the best Nick Matthews, at 248-914-1173. Again, that's the best Nick Matthews at 248-914-1173.
Also, check out radiofor1.com. Thank you to people that have used our Amazon Canada links. We certainly appreciate that. My Pillow. I mean, it's the holiday season. I'd expect to see,
African American Friday's coming up.
African American Friday is coming up. Just use promo code TDC. Also, a link to our Patreon page, which is the absolute best way to support the show. I did more Drew and Mike pause this weekend.
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. I had a fucking huge butt mic in one of them. And then it was great to hear, and just remember, like, holy fuck, man, how good this shit was. And it's cool telling people what's going on behind the scenes in real time. Like, I can hear it.
You get yourself caught up in some of those in the moment, like,
dude,
especially hearing Mike Clark and things like that.
Oh my God, his laugh. And it's really cool to hear when Mike has had it and just wants to go home. And I can tell he's had it. He just wants to go home. It's probably 2-3 in the afternoon and he's fucking done. He's toast. He wants to go home and hang out with Trish. He wants to fucking eat a stupid salad and grill a steak and have some
fall
beers
asleep in it.
And fall asleep in it. Garlic ranch. Yeah. And I can just hear he's groaning on the mic. He's he's just had it.
Is there uninterrupted audio of like recording those? Like the full, not the edited versions at the end. Like you guys sitting down for 3 hours to do a Clip Notes Theater or anything like that?
I have a video somewhere where I said
that would be fucking amazing.
I got into recording, believe it or not. And so I've got video of Kid Rock in studio somewhere. I've got video of when Gilbert Godfrey came in, and I had a camera. So Gilbert and Mike Clark are sitting from me to you, maybe even closer. It was a corner table. So they were literally, and I had a camera set up right here. And Mike and Gilbert got into a laughing fit to end all laughing fits. They were fucking dying, if anyone remembers that interview.
I do.
And I have that all on video.
Oh, the actual video to go with it.
The video to go with it. No one's ever seen it.
Yeah.
Somewhere in this house that exists. I also set up, so you had the full studio was kind of in the round. And when we would record Cliff Notes Theater, we'd all have a script, right? They'd be like 5 pages long. We'd highlight, here's my lines. And we just go through them. And I set up a camera. These are when the first high-def cams were up. Yeah. And I set up on a tripod a camera and filmed the entire hour-and-a-half recording of a Cliff Notes Theater.
That would be spectacular.
And it's great because what nobody ever got to see was when Mike would read a line or Drew would read a line as Chicago guy and how you doing? Like, when they would do their voices, and the whole room would lose it. And it was like, all right, calm down. Let's do that again. And it'd be like, don't steal nothing on your way out, and it would just be the most fucking, and we'd all lose it. And sometimes people would have to leave the room just so we could get through it. And I have one of those, the entire video of a recording of Cliff Notes Theater, and God only knows where the fuck it
They'll
is.
turn up one day after you die.
Maybe. But after I died, yeah. But I had
So
so many.
Inventory all this shit.
I really got into it, dude. And I had a bunch of, like, the Kodak high def one. I had a Sony one, and they were small, but they recorded high def. They were really cool. And I was recording shit like shooting baskets into the fucking pool, like stuff like that. But then there was some studio stuff, and the guys never cared. And it was like, I'm gonna record a Cliff Notes Theater. That'd be kind of cool. And I just hit record and let it go.
Yeah.
So.
Knowing now, if you knew then what you know now,
God, dude, I
recorded all
of them, all of them, because they were all great.
Yeah,
and we just don't have video of any of that stuff. Nobody does,
right?
Because
And
nobody
that was
else
pure
had a
radio,
camera
and there
there.
was no video. It's
No.
like none of this shit. That there's most of it's audio, but there's video to go along with it.
Exactly.
That was purely audio.
And I've looked for it too, and I know I've got fucking little files here, files there. God only knows, but where that is, I don't know.
Well, I would like to congratulate Timothy Morris.
Timothy.
Yeah,
I think it's Timothy.
I think it's Timothy.
Okay.
He gets to hear your
breakdown of it.
Yeah, your Drew Mike Pause.
Yeah.
Stuff because he is a new member.
We got to keep that quiet, dude. I know. I want to promote it so bad. I know. But I just
all I said was the words.
I know, not you. No. I'm just worried for myself and for Timothy. I'm worried. I've done like 20 of them so far. I did one this weekend with a guy that's created a bisexual superhero character, and we interviewed the author, and it's just fucking
wonderful.
Pounding gay jokes, pounding over and over. And this guy rolls with it. Yeah, it's fucking hilarious. It's hilarious. And so if you were a fan of the show, but I got to be really careful here. I just know there's ears out there listening that are looking for.
Well, they're going to have to pay to hear it because it's behind a paywall.
It is behind a paywall. Yes.
I think that offers some level of protection.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. And it's all it's meant to be.
Yeah, there's nothing fucking sinister going on by any stretch.
No, not at all. It's all love, and it's all. Yeah. And I know people love hearing that shit.
Exactly right. And you were there. It's not like it's some weird thing that you're hijacking after the point. After
right.
The fact.
Exactly.
No, you're absolutely part of it. You're just reminiscing.
100%.
Ruminating, if you will.
Exactly. But I'm also playing audio of the actual shit. So
yeah. Well, that's the gray area.
It's a little bit
where those
a little bit gray and murky. But listen while you can, folks. That's all I'm going to say.
No
but
doubt.
if you like the show, you're going to love some of that.
We can find out who owns those rights, but why bother?
Yeah.
Why open that can if you don't have to?
I believe in asking for forgiveness, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
But
Timothy, welcome aboard, sir. I hope you're enjoying the
Yeah.
extra content.
Yes, please. I hope so too. And you know what? I was honest. I went to lunch with Drew and I told him exactly what I was doing.
Yeah.
And he didn't go, "You fucking dick. What are you doing?" So I was like,
Probably like, fuck, I wish I thought of that.
we good? We're good. So
Who paid for lunch? Split
Drew
it?
did.
All right, fair.
Of course.
Just making sure.
I don't think I've ever paid for
I was
lunch
going
with
to say,
Drew.
just make sure you didn't go Dutch.
No, Drew wouldn't dream of it. No. I don't think I've ever paid for lunch with Drew.
Then you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
That tells everything.
Yeah. He's a very generous guy. He just is. So, interesting. I didn't know. Do you know anything about bats?
Not really. They carry rabies. They eat mosquitoes.
Yeah.
They get in people's hair.
They live under that bridge in Texas, don't they? Isn't there like a big deal where people go and watch at dusk?
Well, there's
and
like a cave they all
and
come
like a
out of and
trillion
shit.
of them all come out at once under some bridge in Texas. I
Maybe.
think. I think that's the thing. They're all over here.
Oh, yeah.
All
great.
over.
Listen, I'm a big fan. As long as they don't give me the rabies,
Yeah.
eat all the mosquitoes you want, dude.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great.
They make superheroes.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Not like a spider bite makes a guy that, comes out of his wrist.
Right.
But
They inspire.
They inspire. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What else do I know about bats? I think that we'll leave it there. I
Wait,
think.
didn't they give us Corona?
Oh, the wet market.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
wet
Oh, those
market.
sons of bitches.
Yeah, I think
all
they
those
gave us that.
motherfuckers. I Now I have to reconsider my position on bats.
Yeah.
I was pro bat until oh, that's right. That's not true.
Yeah.
I'm still pro bat.
Still pro bat. Did you know they have huge cocks?
What?
I did not know this. At least
Bats?
some of them. Yeah, and I'm not talking Batman.
The black ones?
Yeah, the black bats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Jesus. Everybody knows that.
If there's a fucking albino bat out there, I'm sure he's got a tiny dong. But boy, oh boy, they use their massive, and I mean massive cocks.
Wow.
As an extra arm to move part of chicks and so the chick bats do what chicks do. Don't want to put out all the time. They're like, nah, I'm not in the mood.
I have a headache.
I got a headache. Nah, I'm not in the mood. You know that chick?
That time of month.
Yeah, that whiny cunt bat.
Right.
So that cunt bat did that long enough that evolution kicked in and was like, all right, we can fix this. Shit.
Evolution is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Undefeated, I believe.
And the bat was just like, I'm going to grow a cock big enough to choke your ass with. And you're giving up that vag.
Almost Darwinism.
Yeah. This allows them to engage
Survival of the thickest.
in contact mating for an incredible up to 12.7 hours at a time. So
What is 0.7 hours?
yeah, they timed him.
Okay, I know, but
That's before the dude busts a nut.
And this is an average?
No. Average is like just under an hour.
Oh, okay.
Just pounding.
So 12.7 is like the porn star bat?
It's or the whiskey dick bat.
Creative editing?
Yeah, whiskey dick bat.
right.
He get in there all hammered, drunk, and he just
Yeah.
can't fucking bust. And she's just like, Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, you're rearranging my guts. Let's go.
Yeah.
With a huge bat dong.
The bat panus. Okay.
Okay. Now, bats are not large animals. So what is, or mammals or whatever the fuck they are, is it?
Birds. I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't think there's a bird. I think
No, it's a rat with wings.
yeah,
I
flying
believe
rat.
is
That's
what they are technically
Yeah.
known as rats.
So we're talking about where the huge dong would be proportionate, right? Like it wouldn't be a huge dong for like a person or a horse.
well,
Because I would think I would see that when they fly by, like
Yeah, it's just hanging.
because they listen. I've been they buzzed my tower out here walking the dog a few times,
Yeah.
stuff like that. They
Oh, at dusk it's wild.
for sure.
It's
So I would
wild.
think I would take one on the forehead or something if it was hanging that low.
yeah, that's true. The bat panus is about 7 times longer than the partner's vagine, and it has a bulbous heart-shaped head 7 times wider than a vagine opening.
Wait a minute.
So they've got this like clipped helmet at the top. It's shaped like a heart. Beautiful.
Yeah.
7 times bigger than
Nothing
their
says
vagine
love
box.
like a heart-shaped head.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Now
Wait,
wild.
7 times wider than the opening,
7 times wider than
and
the vagine
7
opening.
times longer than the depth of a vagine.
Yeah, partner's vagine.
So, holy shit.
Yeah.
It's
so
rough being a bat bitch these days.
yeah. Well, they brought it on themselves.
Well, right.
They
exactly.
wanted to withhold
Had you just
that
given this
vag.
up,
Yeah.
but I would think that would make it more difficult.
But this is what nature does.
Yeah, but-
Lionesses want to be twats. Like, no, I'm not in the mood. And they're like, all right, corkscrew cocks it is. Barbed cocks it is.
Right. You
Pig's
can't
got
pull
the
out.
barbed. You can't pull out.
Yeah.
I'm barbing it. Sorry,
Yeah.
you brought this on yourself, ladies.
But see, that's that's like the arrows that have the barbs that pop out, so it can't come out.
Yeah, that's the line.
You're already in at that point, and they can't get away to pull out.
Yeah.
This makes it almost impossible to get in,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure the evolution necessarily worked properly in this facet.
Well, it's not, dude. They're very secretive. Okay, they don't want you watching them getting it on. Bats. They're on record. Like, dude,
very
fuck
discreet.
off.
Bats are discreet. I
Yeah, they
appreciate
close
that.
the blinds, everything. Like, they do not
Everything at
want.
night. Yeah.
Think how creepy that would be. Us leering in as they're fucking trying to bang some slut. And you're
Yeah.
like, dude, would you get out of here? Close the blinds, fellas.
Do they do it in the air? Or they got to pin them down? How's this work?
I
Is
don't
there
know.
video of this?
There's
I wanna
very
know.
little known about bat sex.
Well, I guess we're fucking Googling the shit out of this. Oh, well, hold on. I better
Conventional-
go to DuckDuckGo on this one.
Yeah. Conventional penetrative sex could damage the female. The guys don't care. Previous research has shown that bat species emit a peculiar perfume to find a mate. So whatever they're doing, they're blasting out some scent, and the bitch is like, oh.
Pheromones, yeah.
Yeah, and we've seen that in cartoons.
Yeah.
The skunks will do that, and the fucking chick skunk comes over, and she's just floating through the
Mine's
air. at the scent.
Dolce & Gabbana light blue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I haven't used
But I have a
one in
pretty
years,
good
but
musk
Do you?
myself, yeah.
just like
Just my natural.
natural musk. New study was conducted by experts at the University of Lausanne's Department of Ecology and Evolution in Switzerland. Describes the first known example of non-penetrative sex in a mammal. By chance, we had observed that these bats have disproportionately long dicks. Wow. And we were always wondering, how does that even work? Look at the size of that fucking helmet, bulbous helmet head, and the length of it. We thought maybe it's like a dog where the penis gorges after penetration so that they're locked together. Or alternatively, maybe they just couldn't put it inside. But that type of copulation hasn't been reported in mammals until now. Bats may have evolved their oversized penises in order to push aside bitchy female bats and their tail membranes, which females use to avoid sex. So they have a tail membrane that they try to lock that thing down with.
Yeah, that's not fair.
They try to cover the hole, and they're like, get out of here, Batman. Yeah, that's what they were doing. So the guys were like, I got no choice, man. I got to grow a huge dong and choke this bitch out.
Yeah.
There you go.
I found bat dick. And I got to say, it's impressive.
It's not bad. That's not the one I saw. One of them was
well,
like
it's just
forearm,
that's the first one I came up with. And who knows? It was cold that day. He just got out of the pool.
Yeah.
But, he's not aroused. Like, and who knows?
His sack is kind of
It could be an Asian bat for all we know. We don't even know where he's from. It could be an Asian bat.
Look at his eyes. He's not Asian, but he's, you know.
Yeah. He's not.
Boy, that's a stud-looking dude, isn't it?
Look at that fucking pose, right? Looks like he's just, you know what that looks like? It looks like a playground flasher.
Yeah.
Like he was like, look at my dick, look at my dick.
Doesn't it look like he's standing on top of a building overlooking Gotham and just thinking, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
It does.
I mean, he's got that pose like.
Right?
Yeah.
Are those balls on the side of that thing? It looks like like a plus sign.
It does. Right? It looks like a jack from Jack in the when you're playing jacks.
Yeah.
Drop the ball and pick up as many jacks. It looks like a jacks thing.
Man, 7 times wider. I mean, just do the math on that.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's all bats. So you might be just looking at an average bat cock.
That could just be an average bat cock, of course.
That doesn't necessarily mean it's the one, the gigundous bat cocks that they're studying in Switzerland.
Sure.
I don't know.
What's the average penis size of males? 4 6 inches, whatever the fucking average size is.
Yeah.
They get way bigger than that.
Yeah, true.
So, bats. Hung like bats.
Bats use their.
I'm gonna start using that. I'm hung like a bat.
Hung like a bat, and we've got some audio inside a bat cave. We'll play in a second here. That it's remarkable what these scientists have been able to do.
Yeah, technology these days is really spectacular.
Yeah, when you get AI involved and you start getting scientific research, and they're starting to break down the code, and you can hear what the bats are actually saying.
Yeah,
it's impressive. We'll play you a piece of it here in a second, but. Bats use their tail membranes for flying and to capture insects. No problem with that.
No, of course.
The female bats, bitch, use them to cover their lower parts and protect themselves from males. They don't want the dudes going anywhere near them.
Sounds like there was a lot of bat rapings going on.
Yeah,
it sounds like they evolved as well.
Yeah.
Put up a pussy shield.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Blocker.
But the males can use these gigundous cocks to overcome the tail membrane and then reach the vulva.
Well, yeah. With the first fucking 1/7 of their dick.
Yeah. It's just a ramrod. They're just knocking doors down.
What do they do with the other 6/7?
Brag about it.
I mean, just popping out of their head. Like, what happens when you reach the bottom?
I don't think they care.
You know,
they're like, I'm going to the base.
I've never reached bottom. I beat the shit out of the walls, but I've never reached bottom.
Yeah.
You know,
these guys are crushing bottom.
Yeah, I don't know what happens when you get down there.
Yeah,
they're uncharted territory.
They're searching for China. They're digging for oil down there, it sounds like. Researchers set up cameras at 2 locations, a church attic. Good spot.
Yeah.
You know.
Why not?
Little sacrilegious maybe, but you know.
It happens where it happens.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
And
it's the organ music that really gets them going.
Oh yeah. Something. Because we all you're like, yeah, that makes sense. A church attic. Perfect. That was in the Netherlands, and then a bat rehab center in Ukraine. So I don't know if those are like
strung out
bats with huge cocks.
Yeah, no doubt.
Get their fucking game back together, you know? Put their lives back together.
No good's going to come of that.
No.
Nothing worse than a strung out hung bat. Strung out and hung out.
Yep. The experts were able to get close-ups of bat cock during sex by placing cameras behind a grid that the bats could climb on.
Don't we have bats in like captivity that we could just do this like in a controlled environment?
Yeah, that sounds like what they're doing in the Netherlands or Switzerland.
They're just spying. They're just voyeurs.
Yeah, they're just creeps.
Yeah, exactly.
Total creeps.
Yeah, but I would think that we could just get our own bats and watch them fuck and figure out bat dick size.
Yeah.
Without having to be creeps in a church attic.
The team analyzed video footage of 97, sessions.
All right.
Getting it on.
Now, is this 97 separate bats, or is this one bat just hammering 97 holes?
I don't think it's one guy just fucking closing, just smashing it 97 times. I think it's 97 mating events.
All right.
The researchers did not observe penetration at any point during the mating events, although what they did observe was illuminating.
Bukkake?
During the mating, the male bat would grab that female by biting her neck and then fucking moving that pelvis, fully erect cock in a probing fashion.
Oh, I've used that move.
Yeah, I have too. I feel like I've used that move too.
Yeah. Shit,
Only
I thought that
once.
was a special move.
Only once he had made contact with the vulva. The male remained still, held onto that bitch in a long embrace. On average, they lasted just under 53 minutes, but the longest event extended a whopping 12.7 hours. We've already determined that was whiskey dick.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then following this, the female bat's abdomens drenched in nut.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
rearrange them guts,
soaked in cum.
Yeah, is the load proportionate to the girth?
I don't know, but it sounds like the whole front of them is just drenched, and they're like,
they pull out and put it on the belly. That's respectful.
What it sounds like.
Yeah.
Following the copulation, the female bat's abdomens appeared wet, suggesting the presence of seminal fluid.
It might have just like overflowed out of their mouth, from what I'm hearing. If you just
Right.
pull out and just
every
let that
fucking
thing
open
go.
orifice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
oozing out of their ears, shit, the
mouth,
nostrils,
nose.
like blowing cum
And then
bubbles.
he leaves and just brags to all his bat boys,
Walking out
about
high fiving and shit.
dude. Yeah, he's just wing fiving everybody, and he
walks out and says next.
next, and they're like, "What happened?" He's like, "Every fucking hole."
12.7 hours. Booyah!
Yeah, and he's like,
Beat that.
Every fucking orifice she has, she's leaking oil from. Okay, boys, I will leave it at that.
Oh my goodness. Who knew?
Yeah, the females have unusually long cervixes, which could help them select and store cum. So they're hanging on to it.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Further investigation should focus on the role played by.
Wait, they have abnormally long cervixes?
Yeah.
But it's still.
We vagines.
But,
we vulvas.
all right.
Yeah. It's a mess, dude.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah. I'm a visual learner,
Yeah.
so I'm trying
Luckily.
to put this in proportion in my head.
It's
but-
hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. No pun
Well,
intended. But
yeah.
it really is. There's not a lot out there. We're just getting our heads wrapped around.
Well,
this
apparently
right
there's
now.
how many episodes?
97.
97. Where's
Yeah.
that video?
I don't know. It's in Switzerland somewhere.
Is it? Let the fappening release it.
The only audio they released was this short clip we have here, and it's apparently a bat getting ready.
Oh, yeah.
So to the bat cave. Why don't we go to the bat cave and we'll,
All right.
I think you can understand it.
Let's see. Yeah. I mean, everybody needs a good fucking pep talk, right?
Yeah, right.
Can't just walk in there. I mean, you got to gear up for. I mean, you're going for 53 minutes average
Minimum,
but
yeah.
you know the grand champion's 12.7 hours.
12.7.
So you gotta prep for this.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's a
This
good
is your idea, George. It's a good idea, right?
Bat named George.
It's a good idea. Monogamy is sexual slavery. She got an exquisite pussy. Well, how about my exquisite erection, huh?
Yeah.
Eva, what do you think? You like my exquisite erection? Do you like my erection selection? What do you think, Eva? Yeah? You gonna take it? You gonna take that dick? You gonna take that dick, huh? I'm gonna pop off a piece of my dick. Oh yeah, I'm fixin' to fuck you. I'm fuck you. I'm gonna get it all up in your vag. Get it up in your vag with my dick. With my dick. Gonna put it in with my dick.
Oh, George.
I'm gonna put my dick in.
Poor Ava.
I'm gonna put my dick in.
1/7
man.
of
Hey,
it.
man.
Hey.
What's up?
That's another bat buddy of his comes in the room.
Yeah, and probably way more hung.
Yeah. So that's what's going on in bat caves.
Yeah.
Poor Ava the bat. No wonder they were growing tails to cover their vagine holes.
Yeah, evolution is undefeated for
know?
sure. My
I mean,
God.
if that's the attitude, like, you gonna take that dick.
Yeah.
If that's the attitude of the normal bat with a huge dong.
right. I mean that is the battle of good and evil.
Yeah.
I mean, the dicks get bigger and the the blockers get fucking stronger. Like,
Yeah.
eventually you'd think bats would just die out.
Yeah. I wonder why humans haven't evolved like that, where it's like, in the animal kingdom, it's like, wait.
Maybe we're still in that process, sir. Bats have probably been around a lot longer than we have.
Yeah, maybe. But
They
dude,
are some prehistoric looking
if you went back
motherfuckers.
to the bat cave and you were all mopey and they're like, George, what happened? And you're like, man, she wouldn't give it up. She's withholding it.
Yeah.
They'd be like, they'd fucking rag. Why didn't you just take it?
Yeah, but that takes generations to evolve into, man. I mean, that's a lot of no's.
Like, there's a lot of pushback now. If you try to just take Vagine,
Yeah.
people don't like that.
No means no.
But their court system is fucked, obviously. They don't care. They're not setting up a court system. The men are running rampant. They're growing huge dongs and just plowing their way through.
You'd
They don't
expect
care.
better out of a church.
Yeah, attic, you mean? Or
Well, still in the church. I mean,
Yeah.
the attic is still part of the church.
True.
So,
Yeah, it's incredible. It's incredible.
who knew?
Yeah. But, you see it, it's like, if a dog wants to break off a piece of that dick,
That lipstick's popping out.
it's popping out. And lions are doing the same thing. Lionesses be damned.
Yeah.
They don't want it in there at all.
You know what? We're kind of fucked as humans.
Yeah.
As humanoid males.
Yeah. You ever seen monkeys?
Right.
They'll
They're-
just leap tree to tree and just pop one off.
We are
and keep
literally, I
running.
think, the only species that has to take no for an answer.
Yeah.
No other species in the world, apparently, even evolutionally, fucking
at
takes
all.
no. They take. I wonder where we're gonna. What if we evolve in 200 years, 2,000 years from
2
now,
million years.
whatever the fuck?
Yeah. 2 billion years.
right?
It takes time.
Yeah, we just
Where
now
it's
we
just
have a sweet talking dick.
Yeah.
Oh come on, baby,
Come on now.
just the tip,
Yeah.
just a little beep boop.
We're back to just the tip game.
Well, that's all they can do. They only put 1/7 of the dick in that thing.
Well, you know what? Here's what humanity has going for it. Because I don't recommend going out and just taking the vagine.
Listen, I don't make the rules. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the rest of the animal kingdom, we're
Yeah.
animals too. The rest of the animal kingdom has figured out a different way, and they ain't putting up with it. They're
Yeah.
not putting up with bat lip.
They seem like
You want to
they're
be
doing
bitchy, pull the I got a headache thing, I'm tired game. Bats ain't putting up with it. Neither are lions, neither are dogs, neither are monkeys.
No.
They ain't playing along. So I don't know where that gets. I
They
think
pretend
the only,
they don't want it, but
Yeah. Right.
really they do.
I think the only hope we have is the male gay community.
What?
Because they're just, you got two dudes. I imagine they're just crushing it all the time with
Well,
each
yeah,
other.
yeah, for
Like
sure.
there's no one there to fucking time out
there
you.
are no
or I
no's.
gotta.
Yeah.
No doesn't exist in the gay
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe in the lesbian aspect of it, but whatever.
I was going to say the ass doesn't have a period, but it still bleeds.
Yeah. So for gay men, they might be driving that evolution boat for a while here,
Okay.
and just like kind of gearing.
Well,
it
see,
up.
I don't know,
No,
but that
anytime
takes
you want it,
that
you
takes
just-
the no factor out of it. I think that's contradictory. I think that's setting us in the wrong direction.
You think so?
I think so because as a species, we're not all in the same boat apparently.
No,
Yeah,
That's
So-
true.
So I think it's taking us
Well-
longer to evolve.
we haven't figured this all out yet. There's no doubt about it.
To be continued. To the astronomy file
To the astronomer.
with the bat porn. But it's good to know bats have hogs.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yeah,
I
for
didn't
sure.
know anything about them.
I
I
had no
love
idea.
learning new stuff,
Yeah.
and I didn't know anything about the bat cock. I didn't know the bat bitch was like
Such a
just
prude.
a prude buzzkill.
right.
She's growing more parts just to cover that shit up and keep you out.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You know what I mean? Like dogs don't do that. Dogs don't grow a flap.
Do they fuck upside down?
Probably.
That's why their chests are all covered because
Yeah.
of gravity.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
I only make it to like the belly button.
Yeah. I don't even make it past the fucking hairline anymore.
Hairline.
Yeah. I know.
What are you
Like
banging?
years.
When was the last time you did? Back in '88.
Oh man. All right, let me do a Ask T Roy,
Oh, I'm on fire. Let's go.
and then we'll shut it down until tomorrow, and hopefully Dave Landau joins us.
Let's hope. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that'd be he's awesome. So, dear T Roy, there is a man, Gus,
We'll call him Gus.
I am completely and madly in love with.
Oh, Lucky
Not me.
Gus.
This isn't me.
All right. Well, but let's see. Let's see who signs this before I say Lucky Gus.
Yeah.
From John.
The issue with Gus is Gus likes to drink a lot.
All right.
Yeah. The only thing he wants to do when he's not sleeping or working is drink.
Okay.
His health is rapidly deteriorating. He's lost his license for 10 years because of DUIs.
All right. Yeah.
Last weekend, he picked me up. We went to the gas station. When we got there, he was so drunk.
Wait.
Wait. Yeah.
Read that sentence again.
Last weekend, he picked me up. Yeah. Just because they took your license doesn't mean you're abiding by it.
Yeah. Just checking.
Yeah. He picked me up. We went to the gas station. When we got there, he was so hammered, he couldn't even pull up to the pump, but just parked in the middle. When I told him he was too drunk to be driving, he drove off and left me standing at the gas station. Hasn't spoken to me since. I guess that's how we decided to end our relationship. He needs to get help, and that's why I'm writing you. He listens to you every single day and never misses it. I love him. He is my He-Man and the best man I've ever met when he's not drinking. I'm asking you to please let him know he will always have my heart, that my love for him is unconditional, endless, all that nonsense chicks say. And I will be praying for him. Please urge him to get help he needs before it's too late. Thank you for helping him. I'm sure it will make a difference. His girl in Missouri.
Misery.
Yeah, misery.
Gus.
Yeah.
Bro.
Gus is calling the shots up to this point.
Well, listen.
She's been hanging around.
First
doing
of
her
all,
thing.
the leaving the bitch at the gas station.
Yeah.
Strong.
You
want to pop off when I drove?
Yeah.
You get what you get.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Fair.
I wonder if he gave her $5 and said, go grab a pack of smokes and then left.
Ooh, that's a good move.
It's a great move.
It's a great move. Yeah.
But, chick, move on. First of all, what do you see in this guy? Sounds like a real fucking loser.
He's her everything. He's her everything.
Then you need more.
Yeah.
Sweetheart, know your worth. You deserve more. This guy is toxic.
She didn't sign it. See, she could have helped us out here. Like, if she would have signed it, like, tough to look at in Missouri.
Yeah.
You know what I
right?
then
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, I see what we're dealing with here.
Yeah. Great personality in Missouri.
Yeah. Hard on the eyes in Missouri.
Your options are not limited.
Yeah. Can't fit in your car in Missouri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I always go with the black guy. You know, if you're a big one.
Yeah, it's
You
good.
can always
move.
fall back, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Do better. Know your worth. This guy, listen, while I respect the move, on your behalf, I suggest you just cut your losses and move on before you die in a fiery crash.
Yeah.
Because next time he's going to park in the middle, he's going to run right over the fucking pump.
Yeah.
And you're going to burst into
How do
flames.
you get enough DUIs to get a 10-year suspension of license?
I these days, I don't think it takes many.
No.
I think that's like your second or third.
Really?
Yeah.
Does anybody abide by that, by the way? Anybody?
Well, obviously not Gus.
No, Gus doesn't. Fuck no, Gus doesn't.
Right, because what are they going to do? Take your license away?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself.
Exactly.
Of course I don't have a license.
Yeah. How about you don't take his car? You take his fucking alcohol. That's what you need to do, officers.
Listen,
it's impossible,
just-
but I understand.
Whoa. That's cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah, pump my brakes. Sorry.
Yeah, my God. Yeah.
All right.
Maybe there should be some mandatory help that these people have to get to, and when you get to that point.
Yeah, you can't help.
Nah,
the ones
I
that
don't want the
want
government
help.
involved, so no.
No. You can't help those that don't want to help themselves.
That's
in
true.
That situation.
That is very, very true.
I know firsthand that is an impossibility, and it just, I don't know. It's a really tough spot. It really is. We should mention Dana Carvey's kid fucking died over the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Dex, 32 years old.
No.
Accidental overdose. So,
Fentanyl?
I don't know. They haven't said, according
Just a guess.
to Dana, he's the most talented, ever.
Yeah. I do love me some Dana Carvey.
Dana's great.
Yeah.
And I feel
very
terrible.
talented. I don't think he's that funny. I think he's very talented.
Yeah, I agree.
But, yeah, probably ripping rails on Daddy's dime.
Maybe.
Be my guess.
Maybe. He's like this super talented writer, filmmaker, producer, comic, and I'm like, that we've never heard. Okay, whatever.
How's Hunter dodge the fentanyl bullet?
Great question.
Yeah.
He's probably got so much shit in his system that fentanyl doesn't touch it. He's not worried about
tolerance.
fentanyl. There's apparently a new one out there that's way stronger than fentanyl, too. Derek was telling me about. That's supposed to be just like you look at it and you drop dead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so-
you would know.
Right.
I just mean as a doctor. I didn't mean that in any other sort of way.
Yeah. Not Scott. I'm so happy to have started a small shitstorm with my Not Scott email. Building boats on the beautiful coast of Maine can get so boring sometimes, but it's good that I am able to listen to podcasts while at work. I'm still not Scott, having nothing against the name. There are a couple here in the shop, but I am definitely enjoying the animosity. Have a nice day, Steve in Maine.
Hello, Steve.
The Finnish Scott. It's been,
Oh, boy.
yeah. All right. Let's call
69
it
at
there.
AOL.com.
Right? Batcock at 69.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to start changing my handle.
Right?
Hung
Yeah.
like a bat.
Hung like a bat. It's a good one.
like it.
Everyone uses horse.
Yeah.
Might as well use fucking bat. Hung like a bat. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. That's one down, T,
Yeah.
in Thanksgiving week.
Indeed.
And
Yeah,
hopefully
short week.
tomorrow's Dave Landau Day. I love me some Landau. I know you do too.
Fuck, that's like a day off.
Yeah, it is. It is. He's great. He's great.
Here you go. Hand him the ball. Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go, Mr. Okoye.
Wake us up when we're done, please, Dave. All right,
Bo
everybody.
Jackson and Tecmo Bowl.
Exactly.
Here you go.
There you are. Have a great day, everybody. Let's go Chiefs.
Go
I never thought
Chiefs.
I'd be rooting for the Chiefs, but if we can knock the Eagles down, make it a 6-for-6 perfection weekend.
Indeed.
I love it. So we'll see you tomorrow, regardless. Whether Dave's here or not, we'll be here. So
Yeah, we will.
we'll see you then. Hope you enjoyed the show, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.